I'm hoping I caught you guys off surprise. Surprise live videos are always the best one. So if you guys are just tuning in, I'll be popping up on that camera in a second. I'll give you a few minutes still. This might be one of the last lives that we actually have before we do the Upflip 1 hour special. So please keep in mind, on the 30th of next month, we do have the Upflip 1 hour special coming up. The 30th of next month, the 30th of this month, we have the 1 hour special coming up. That'll be at 9 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. That's the 30th of April, 9 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. Please tune in to the Upflip Network. We'll have our 1 hour special that you guys have been just working your tails off and just been so awesome with helping me develop the information and the content that we'll be delivering on the 30th. So thank you guys again for all of that. Let me go get my hummingbird feeder. I will be right back. You guys know the routine. There we go. Hey, hola, my friends. I hope you guys are having a great time. I hope you're ready to hang out. We still have to get our garden started for the morning. So sit tight, please. But in the meanwhile, hey guys, how's it going, everybody? There we go. In the meanwhile, let me make sure that, there you go, turn our AI on. Please do not adjust your cameras. Your eyes are not failing you. This is a Rastafarian sitting in the middle of the Sonoran, Arizona desert, holding a hummingbird feeder in the hopes that a hummingbird is going to land in my hand and feed from my hand, like the freaking Beastmaster or something. I don't know, guys. Sooner or later, I think it's going to happen. I'm not sure when. So let me turn on live chat again. So, guys, remember the routine. If there's anything going on with the audio or the video, please let me know. I'm going to turn the camera back, or actually adjust the camera, move the camera to the other side so you guys can get a wide view of everything that's happened in the gardens over the last 6 days since the last time that we posted. One thing that hasn't changed is there still is no hummingbird feeding from my hand. So, no. That still has not changed. So don't be surprised. Let me set this down. Here we go, guys. We're going to turn our camera angle back around. There we go. All right. Here we go. Let's get you a good view. So, guys, I want you to take a look around, man. Yeah, look at this. This has been since the last time that we recorded a video. I'll give you a brief overlay of what's changed. I do believe you guys saw when we put the netting up. That's true, but we didn't stake the tomatoes yet, so we have tomato stakes lined up around the yard. We also have trellises set up for the cucumbers and the melons. If you take a good look at the plants at the canopy, you'll see that there are a lot of the taller plants that are now gone. They gave us their best. They provided nutritious food for us for months and months on end. These gardens have been providing for us the raised beds since since December, I believe. So what we're gonna do is, I'm gonna show you guys this cool little trick. Let's see if I can get it to do it now. There we go. So now, oh my gosh, this actually works fantastically. Look at that. So on the gimbal that I have, it has an AI tracking device that connects to the top of it, and I can turn it around. So instead of me having to flip the whole camera around, I can just have turn the AI tracking device, the tracking camera, around on its own, and have that follow me around the yard while I'm doing the videos for you guys like this. So you should still get a good view of me, but also a really good view of the gardens in front of me. So I hope that's working out well. I mean, it is a lot easier sometimes when I can see the screen, but that's none for the worse. So guys, take a look at the canopy. The chard has literally spread out and ballooned out. I will take the camera later on and show you guys an overview of this, because just the amazing growth in the garden is just mind-blowing. It's actually not that much mind-blowing. Good soil goes a long way. The plants never want to die. The plants want to survive, just like we do. You give them a little chance, they'll go a long way. Give them an inch, they'll definitely take that mile as a plant. So a few of the things that we did add to the garden and hopefully I'll be able to show you these during today's video. We really stepped up our herb garden. So I want to, before I get confused with what we have French tarragon. We're going to be removing this lettuce plant soon. But we have cilantro. We live in the Sonoran southwestern desert of the United States of America, so we do use a lot of cilantro in our dishes. We have rosemary. Being Rastafari, my wife makes a lot of island dishes. So there's a lot of rosemary and there's a lot of thyme used in our food. Guys, I want to point out something. The stuff that you see us growing, we're growing things that we know we're going to eat. Not just eat once in a while, maybe every other day. We're going to eat a lot of. You guys have noticed the prices in produce going up in the grocery stores, right? Well, this is one sure way to combat it. And I want to give you guys the biggest advice. You don't see a bunch of anything growing in here. You see a bunch of different things growing in here because our diets vary. So we want our gardens to vary as well. No, just growing one thing. It's all about polyculture here, growing more than one vegetable, especially when it comes to deterring pests. Because like I tell folks a lot, sure, you could be good at growing lettuce, but if you're growing 400 heads of lettuce and some locusts come through and was like, yo, I like the taste of lettuce. Let me call my locust friends over. Guess what? 400 heads of lettuce, gone. That's on monoculture. Polyculture, you're growing different things. So you throw some mints in there. Guess what? Maybe the locusts don't like, I'm choosing a really awful animal because I think locusts will eat anything. But you guys see where I'm going with this. Mint deters a lot. So throw some mints in there. They throw a lot of things off. But back to the herbs. And the point of us growing what we actually use in our kitchens and in our households. That's the biggest piece of advice I can give you guys while I'm talking to you. On this corner, we have Italian oregano right over here. And I'm just going through the list. I'll give you guys closer views later, but Italian oregano over there. Make sure you can still see my face for tracking purposes. Over on this side, we have English thyme. We have curled parsley on the end down here. And we have flat Italian parsley right here. So our herb gardens have really stepped up. And don't forget our stevia on the side over there. And I know I'm forgetting something. Pardon me. I know I just lost track of the camera. There we go. There we go. So I think it was one hidden in the cuts over here. Was it? Well, no, but I think it's 6 or 7 or 8 different herbs that we have, herbs that we have growing in the garden. That's not counting the green onions. So that's not counting the green onions. We use the green onions and everything. You guys already know about all of that. That's no secret for you. So I want to bring the camera back around this way. Let me stop it for a second. There we go. Oh, that's my daughter in the back, on the back door over there. I'm going to take this hummingbird feeder, pardon me guys. Stop it. I'm going to set this back in the kitchen because it's getting my hands a little sticky and I don't want to attract ants or anything if I'm in the garden. So I will be right back, guys. Please enjoy the view for a minute. I know you guys can hear me whistle while I work. That's the other joy of going live. Hey, Charlie, say hi.
Hi.
That's my little Mookie. You guys remember her from all the videos? Well, I said all the videos. Yeah, 3 of them. She's elusive. Oh my gosh. How are you guys doing, man? Oh, that's a good question. That's a good question. How do you keep the lettuce from bolting? Pardon me. Let's turn this back around. Let's flip that camera. That is a really good question. Let's see, there we go. How do we keep the lettuce and the other brassica, basically the brassica, from unbolting? Here's the trick, my friends. Here's the trick. You can only go so far with preserving and extending a plant's life. A couple of factors to keep in mind. Plants don't actually tell the temperature from their leaves. They show the effects of the temperature by their leaves. Plants tell if it's too hot or if it's too cold by their actual roots. So one way that you can extend the life of a plant is by controlling the temperature of the roots. With us not being in the ground, we are no longer susceptible to the ground temperature. So it's easy for me to maintain a more viable and a more reasonable temperature, more pleasant temperature for the plants in a raised grow bed. That brings us to sustainable gardening, hydroponics, aquaponics, aeroponics. It's way easier for me to extend the life of those plants because all I have to do is put a shade cloth on and the plant believes that it's not too hot outside. And then either using my cooling units, ice, or my heating units in the wintertime, the heating elements, I keep the roots warm or I keep them cool to a precise temperature, to the exact degree that I want those roots to be. Using that theory on that living wall system that we have on the other side of the yard, that's why I said this is a really great question. On our living wall system, we actually grew lettuce until it was about 110, 112 degrees all last summer. You don't have to take my word for it. Feel free to look through the videos posted right here on YouTube at Together We Grow, or our videos on Facebook, and you can see the proof for yourself. Let me check for messages. Pardon me, guys. Well, there you go. There you go. And also, planting leafy green vegetables is one of the easiest ways to get started. For one, as my friend Chad Borset told me, and if you guys get a chance, please check out, I think it's, oh my God, I literally, he's going, Sky Islands, thank you. Sky Island Seasonings, I believe it's Sky Island Seasoning or Sky Island Blends. But Chad is everything Sonoran Desert. He's everything. He's one of the admin over at Tucson Backyard Gardeners, the place where I got my very first start in gardening, as well as my friends Diane, my friends Roxanne Washington over at Tucson Backyard Gardening. If you guys ever get a chance, check out Tucson Backyard Gardening. If you want success in desert fauna in the Sonoran Desert or in any inclement growing conditions, because if we can do it in a desert, chances are you can do it wherever you live at. Please check out Tucson Backyard Gardening. When it comes to building these systems, and I get that question a lot, sure, I will offer you designs, but for me, I'm more on the side of possibility. If you want really groundbreaking, ingenious, out of the box, sustainable gardening designs, please check out, I believe it's Keep On Growing with Mike Van Duzy. That is my man. That is my ace. This guy's brain is out there and I love it. I love the way he thinks. I love how creative he is. I love how original he is. He's an amazing, amazing person, and he gives out like 1,000% more than he'll ever get back to this field. So another piece of advice if I could give you guys, please surround yourself with folks like that, people who really want to grow together, not people who just want to grow off of you. I tend that I'm much happier in the garden, literally, when I'm giving back to you guys. You don't see me up here asking for anything, because the biggest thing you could ever give me, and trust me on this one, guys, the biggest thing you could ever give anyone in your life is the one thing you can never get back. That's your time and that's your attention. So every time I go live and you guys choose to spend your time and attention with me, man, that means the absolute world to me. So I thank you guys for that wholeheartedly. But while I'm here, you know, we do have to do our routine, so we do have to get set up for the day, all right? So let's get started with that, guys. Pardon me. Let's bring the camera back around. Let's get started with that. So I did wait. I'm taking the liberty to wait a little bit longer today. I waited a little bit later to water because it's not actually a cajillion degrees outside yet. So I said to myself, that'll give me good time to like hang out with you guys, man. Hang out with you for a little while. Get some chores done. And in real time, if you guys want to set a timer, in real time, set a timer. As soon as I turn this garden hose on, you can time how long it takes me to set up and how long it takes me to do what I do every single day in the garden. Now, I'll be honest with you guys, it'll take me a lot less time if I wasn't talking to you online. So let's make it fun. Let's make it adventurous. If I remember, and I'm going to try to remember because I try to do this more often, I'll come back. Oh, let me go back to that. Hey, get back up there. Nope. I do want to answer that. I guess you probably get some good evaporative cooling on the bottom to keep those You're on point. You know your stuff. But they are absolutely right. There we go, guys. Now, a couple of things I want to point out with the garden hose. You'll notice I don't have it on a super strong flow of water because I don't want to beat the tops of the plants down. And I did put some new herbs. Like we said, we planted some new herbs in here a couple of days ago. And I don't want them to go through the stress of trying to relieve themselves from the excess weight of the water on the leaves. So I don't have this really going out on a super strong flow. And I did water it yesterday, so technically I could sort of get away with not watering it today. But what would be the fun in that? I'm trying to have fun with you guys and make some pretty cool videos. Watering your garden is so relaxing. And I'm not sure if you guys can actually, like, just, if you could feel just the relaxing energy just from where I'm at, just from doing something as simple as this. And here's the unique thing about it. Every day that you guys come out here, you're going to see something different. You're going to end up forming this symbiotic relationship with these plants to where you're going to know each one of them individually. And I know that sounds crazy, but I love these guys. I do. And sometimes I'll come out here and sometimes I won't even want to harvest from the plants, because especially if I make a mistake and I know that I should be cutting instead of just pulling from them, because I do. Yeah, guys, I honestly want to tell you this. Sometimes if you get it, it's okay to pick and pull from plants, but what me is, if you were going to a surgeon and you needed a limb or something removed, do you want him to just rip your arm off, or do you want him to surgically remove it? So that's sort of how I see it with plants. And plus that surgical cut is a lot easier on them when it comes time to rebound. I mean, this might be just for me and for my perceptions, but my observations. But guys, I'm going to tell you, that's where I came up with a lot of the innovations that have been accepted worldwide, globally. A lot of innovations that have been accepted worldwide, globally, have been formed in our gardens just from observing. And that's really where I came in, where my passion, my actual job, my profession. I'm an astronomer at the Kitt Peak National Observatory. Not a practicing one now because gardening's kind of taken over my life. But that's where it really came in. When you observe with astronomy, which to me is the easiest science to get into, because all you got to do is lay on your back and look up and the universe is yours. Okay, we got the drain going from the bottom. Let me turn this off right here real quick. I want to make sure that you guys get a good angle on a second grow bed before I go over there and water that. So let's give that a little turn. Turns you this way. There we go. And again, I want to thank you guys just for hanging out with me, man. Check out the new trellises. How do you guys like that? The trellises, 1, 2, 3, 4 for the cucumbers. I'm going to bring the cameras around so you guys can get front views of both of the gardens. It's just such a great opportunity hanging out with you folks. Remember when we first started our live videos, maybe what, a month and a half ago? And it was nerve-wracking. It really was. And like, I think I've been live so far, like in today's take, maybe 10, 12 minutes, and it doesn't even seem like it. It seems like I just started. And I remember before, like when we actually started doing the live videos, I was like, I don't even think I can make it 10 minutes. This is gonna, I don't know what I'm gonna say. These folks are gonna get tired of me. This is gonna be so boring. But then I realized if you're honest with folks, folks are gonna be honest right back. And even from camera angles, from adjustments, from words, from advice, from the terminology, from everything, even from plants that we put into the garden. It's all because of you guys, because you guys took the time. Like I said, the most precious thing that you have is your time in the most invaluable way that you can give it. Invaluable way that you can get it, pardon me. Priceless way that you can give it is through giving your attention. So when you guys choose to spend your time and attention with me, darn it, I'm going to try to improve this craft. I'm going to try to improve whatever it is that I'm doing. So I think we should be draining over here by now, are we? Nope, not yet. A little bit more. A little bit louder now. Shout. A little bit louder now. Shout. Hey, 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 hey. Oh, I can't wait for you guys to see this cute, see the, Oh, come on, will you start draining already? It's taking a little bit longer to water these guys now. When I move the cameras to the front, you'll see why. These plants are really starting to bush out, the canopy on the top. When I show you guys the cantaloupe already, remember, we just put these in there. Maybe 2 weeks ago, the cantaloupe. They're already about 12 inches long. The vines are going off, and we have flowers going on each one of the vines on the cantaloupe. It is really just remarkable, guys, the amount of growth. So a lot of these herbs, they're having really, really deep root structures, especially like, oh my gosh, my wife flipped out. Her and Charlie flipped out when they came over here and they saw the English thyme. They couldn't believe it. And I said, yeah, I said, honey, it's just going to spread right out like that. But even going down this line right here, like, look at how cool this is. You have curled parsley right here, English thyme right here, flat Italian parsley right there. The marigolds can also be used in teas. Well, you guys see the celery. Oh, there we go. There we go. We finally got some drainage going on down there, which is really important. So I'm gonna set this here for a second, guys. Give me a second. I'm gonna go turn that garden hose off from the spigot. And there's some residual water left in there. So let's take care of that. So that would be it for watering the gardens. The sustainable gardens, you won't see me water them in today's video because they don't need water every day, and I actually replenished those reservoirs yesterday. So right now, I'm gonna go get the bird food. And you guys know the routine with the bird food, right? If at all possible, if it's a one-time thing, wear gloves, but I don't like going through all of those disposable gloves. So make sure that you wash your hands thoroughly when handling bird feeders. Zoonosis diseases, which are diseases that can be transferred and contracted between animals and humans, are a very real thing, and I don't want you guys to get sick. Oh, which leads me to another cool thing. Check this out, guys. Oh, pardon. Let me make sure you can see me on the camera. I gotta tell you guys what we just got for the gardens. You're gonna flip. You guys are gonna really flip, but you can't see it right now. But it gets delivered tomorrow. We have an outdoor hand washing unit, soap dispenser, the whole 9 yards. That's gonna be set up for the upflip special. We'll be moving out the big gray table that you see behind me that we use for the potatoes and that I use for showing hands-on projects, and I'll be moving in our nice new white fold-up tables, and I'll be using that for the demonstration on the 30th. So that's the larger seed for common birds. We just filled that one up. Pardon me. Little snipples from the allergies. Next up, we're going to do our Niger feeder, which are much smaller seeds, and these attract songbirds, goldfinches, less goldfinches, things of that nature. The smaller birds. Not as much as pigeons, because pigeons kind of find it's not impossible, I'll tell you that, but the larger birds find it a little bit harder to put their claws, talons, whatever you want to call it, into the smaller holes on the Niger feeders. So that way they can't hold on to it, and most likely they won't get to the seed. The problem is birds all work together in unity, and I've noticed that just through observation. So the larger birds don't have to grab onto this feeder. They'll call into the smaller birds. The smaller birds will come in. For every seed that they take from here, they'll knock like 50 of them down, and the bigger birds just sit down there and just enjoy the feast. You can't blame them. It's kind of smart. So there's our secondary feeder. Let's check our hummingbird solution. This is good. We did that the other day. So if you guys want to take a quick minute, get yourself something to eat, get yourself something to drink. I'm going to be putting this inside. I'll keep the microphone on. Basically, all you're going to do is hear me go to the sink, wash my hands, and I'm going to come back out here, and we're going to get busy. Please enjoy the view. If you see a hawk or a hummingbird or anything of that nature, let me know when I get back. Don't be shocked. This is their yard too. Whistle while you work, whistle while you work. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, whistle while you work. A good hand count goes a long way. For the most part, I'll wash my hands between 15 and 30 seconds. Make sure you get up underneath those nails. Make sure you dry completely. Go out there and get right back to work again. And that's it. So let me click this. Give me 1 second, guys. There we go. So for the most part, that would be a daily routine and what I do to take care of my gardens. That's on a regular. That's every single day. I wanted to show you guys, pardon me. I know it's on my face right now, but it'll follow. There we go. There we go. There we go. There we go. So, you guys remember this grow bed? You guys remember what this used to look like? Look at how the tomatoes have filled in, all the way from the middle, coming all the way from the bottom. You should be able to get a good view from the camera angle, I think from the front of this grow bed all the way to the back to where I'm at. Look at how all the colors pop. Look at the marigolds. Look at how much they filled out. For those that have been following the channel, the number one question that we get, pardon me, this isn't the question, but I wanted to show you guys this. This is how we keep our this is how we keep our basil. Really? Camera? You acting up? But this is how we keep there we go, camera, act dumb. Our basil from bolting. Those little heads on the top of it, pluck those right off, and what you'll do is propagate side shoots from your basil. So instead of it growing in the top and wanting to flower, instead, you pluck these off, and your basil, pardon me, will start growing side shoots. Those side shoots can be removed because those side shoots are actually basil plants themselves. Now, I think that's pretty cool. Let's get this turned around. There we go. So those side shoots are actually basil plants themselves. I'll show you an example. Here's a basil plant right here. All right? We'll go down and we'll grab a side shoot. Now, if I wasn't plucking off the top of that basil, this would have never happened. This side shoot itself, if I actually take this leaf off, and just set this in water, this will grow into a basil plant itself. If you guys into a full basil plant itself. Tomatoes are basically do the same thing. Basil and tomatoes are in the same family. It's that little offshoot. And tomatoes are called tinctures, or in tomatoes are called suckers, one or the other, but you remove those. Guess what? You have a fully developed plant on your hands. Pardon me. Pardon me. Set it to the side, set it in some water. It doesn't even need solution at first. Just let it set into some water, let it get settled. You'll see roots start forming. That's when you take it out and you put it into some solution. In our case, we always use Master Blend. We try to keep it as simple as possible. Especially when gardening, we don't want it to get overcomplicated for you guys. Can you guys see the trellises right here? Each one is set up so that we'll have a vining vegetable. Oh, pardon me. Pardon me. We'll have a vining vegetable climbing this and coming down. In this case, we have a melon. I think it's just a big old standard watermelon. I forgot what they're called. But we have one planted right here in between the marigolds. That's going to be trained. It's not going to flow out like this. It's going to be trained to come right to this trellis, to come down the trellis. And then instead of it being here, the melons being on the ground right here, the melons are going to be grown and centered underneath, situated underneath the grow beds. So that brings us to a huge part, that brings us to a huge part about why we garden the way we do it. Together we grow. So I wanted to go over that with you guys real quick. Let's get this. There we go. And I appreciate your patience, guys. Thank you so much. So that brings me to another big thing that I wanted to talk to you about in our gardens. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 growing stations, right? Guess how much room we take up in the ground in our gardens? Basically 0. Because all of our gardening systems, and this is where one of the most important factors come in with sustainable gardening, we take up linear space. That means that in the linear space for all of these gardens that you see in the living wall, the hydroponics tray system, grow bed number 1 and grow bed number 2, we take up 73 feet total. And that's 73 feet, all of these plants, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of plants, 73 feet total. That's it. How much ground space? Barely, almost zero. Maybe, I think it's 5 feet over there. Nope. 2 by 3. 5 feet over there, 2 by 5 feet over there. 10 feet. We take up 10 feet in ground space. How's that? Because all of our, when we use the term raised beds, they're actually off the ground. That means that we can utilize, pardon me, we can utilize that ground underneath the gardens. That's ingenious, especially when when it comes to living on another planet or living on a space station or something of that nature. It's repurposing the space. But then it gets even better because in theory, pardon me, I might have to get some water. In theory, we could also level here, same thing on that side. Oh, pardon me. So we could, yeah, I'm gonna get some water. So we actually get more use out of this space. What we're not taking up though is the ground space. Once you take up the ground space, you've negated all of the space above it. Think about that. So when it comes to sustainable gardens and Together We Grow's gardens, one of the biggest things that we do is we take advantage of linear space. Linear space. Remember that space that goes up, not on the ground. So everything underneath our grow beds we can use. So for all of these fruiting vegetables, like the big fruits, the melons and the cantaloupes, when folks are like, how are you going to protect those when it gets super hot out? I said, easy. The protection's already there. Everything grows out, grows down, and then goes under. It grows out, grows down, grows under. We came up with this theory. Check it out, and you can check us out check our earlier videos from years back on YouTube, where we actually applied this method using our aquaponics system. The one with the huge fish, the one that got famous on Paragraphic. We used this same technique. We used the structure itself to provide the shade for the fruiting vegetables, for the fruiting plants. That way, when it was 114, 120 degrees in the desert, we were growing 20, 25 pound watermelons. Don't take my word for it. Go through the videos. They're right here on YouTube. I want to check for some questions real quick, guys. Yeah, cloning is absolutely that easy. Pardon me. I didn't know it was at first as well. Took a little practice and a little bit of time. I'm going to pause this for a second. Give me a moment, guys. I'm going to go get something to drink. I know you can hear the raspiness in my voice, but I'll be right back. Please enjoy the view. I'm trying to come up with a really corny dad joke for you guys, but then me almost gagging on oxygen outside was funny enough. And that's not even what happened. I'll tell you guys what happened. If you go through the video, you might even see it. I think I actually caught a bug in my throat. Oh my gosh, that felt good. Pardon me, guys. We're going to change our angle up real quick. There we go. And again, guys, we appreciate you hanging out, man. Thank you. And I really, really mean that. Thank you. Thank you. Let me see if I can get that around. There we go. Oh my gosh, I really wanted you guys to see that too. That worked out great. There's this camera angle that I have. And it's pretty cool, but it allows me so that you don't have to see the handle when I do wide angle shots. And I really like that. So let's take a look. Oh, there you go. Can you guys see the trellis? Yeah, you can. So there are the trellises that we installed. You can already see the cantaloupe vining down from this one. So that's what I was explaining to you guys. Even though the cantaloupe are grown right here in the grow bed, you don't see them going out that way because we've trained the cantaloupe already to know that they're coming out this way. Thank you, Darkimo, or Darkimo, I can't pronounce it, but thank you so much. We appreciate it. And guys, if you haven't already, please subscribe, become a member. Every single cent that you guys help us out with helps these gardens, and we take all of the stuff that we learn from these gardens and we give the information away for free, guys. Look at that grow bed. Again, that's taking up 0 ground space. 0 ground space. Pardon me. The cinder blocks, which are 6 inches by 6 inches square, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, it's 12, so 24, 24 inches, I think, for the cinder blocks on the ground. But look at how these things fill out. Look at this, guys. How insane is this? How nuts is this? You guys watch all of this develop. Look at these purples. Look at these incredible oranges. The pinks are popping. The yellows are just incredible. The oranges, the colors are vibrant. And the key is, guys, here's how we got this. You guys know, if you guys have been following from day one with the channel, you know what we feed our plants. The only thing we feed them is kitchen counter compost. That's it. And I really don't like to call it compost because compost, you know, it's taking the bio, whatever the bioculture that's in the soil, and that's what's actually breaking down the plants. But the kitchen compost or the countertop ones, especially the one that we have, it does that entire process, but it does it in like 6 hours. And guys, look at the colors. Look at the colors. We already have tomatoes. You guys remember when we put these tiny plants out here? We have tomatoes developed. Let's tilt this guy back up. See, here's one of the melons. He's not too crazy with me because he just got watered. And that's why I said, I don't really want to water them too much from the top during the day because they're just getting settled in. And that's one of the newer melons. But this guy, just like that cantaloupe over there, this guy is going to get trained to lean back like Fat Joe, grab onto this trellis, and then grow down this way. While I'm here, this is, like I said, this is I think this is the long parsley or the flat Italian parsley. But the flat Italian parsley right here, this is new. So this stuff that's in the middle that's standing up straight, I can leave that there. The older stuff that was already established when we put this in the garden, if you remove that, if I remove that now, then that's telling the plants that they don't have to exert so much energy into making that stand up. So as a matter of fact, hold on, guys. Let me grab some scissors. Rather do it instead of talking about it, right? Right on, right on, right on. So that's just a bit of advice, guys. When you get new plants, when you're establishing them, these ones like this, I can remove this. I can remove this. I can remove this. Let's see. Just set this to the side real quick. I can leave that. I can leave that. Let's see, what doesn't want to lay down? There is one, an earlier one that looked a little damaged. I can remove that. One of my favorite, two of my favorite online gardeners, and you guys may not be aware of them, but they're just incredible and they're hugely inspirational to me. There's Brian Lowell of Next Level Gardening. Well, you guys probably heard of him from me because this guy's yard. And there's Disneyland for gardeners, and there's Brooke Sanders, Secret Garden Girl. She's an incredible community activist, especially for gardening, especially for getting kids involved, kids of all ages involved in the gardens. This basically, I don't want to say my whole persona, but my delivery on camera, my cadence, my count, things of that nature. Brooke was so kind to take time many, many moons ago to work with me to help cultivate my craft. Because gardening isn't just plants. Gardening is the growth and cultivation of community as a whole. I kind of like how that sounds. Do I ever let me see, we got a good question. Oh my gosh. Oh yes. Please. We were just asked, do we ever let some of the plants go or veggies go to seed? Yeah, that's the whole reason of what we do here. A lot of these plants that you see here are fourth and fifth generation from seeds. Almost everything that we grow here is from seeds, that we start from seeds. We show people how to propagate. We show them how to gather, how to collect. Please, if you get a chance, go through our earlier YouTube videos. You'll see the whole process of how we went all of these plants go through the process from seed to development, to cultivation, to harvest, to seed again. And then we took down the plants and we actually hung them, dried them up, removed the seeds, collected them, crushed up all of the leftover dried up branches and stems of that nature, put them into the composter, and that's what's actually feeding all of this stuff in front of you right now. So that's the remarkable thing about the Together We Grow channel. We did all of this and you can see every single step. Well, I hope you guys are having a good time. I know I am having an absolute blast. Let me go grab my seat. Well, pardon me. So I am, like I said, we're not going to make this a super long one. We won't make it a super long video. Oh, there you go. Click on. AI work correctly. Screw that. There we go. So we don't have to make it a super long video. My AI will click on in a second. But I hope this helped you guys out with some of the questions you had with gardening. I hope to see you on the 30th. I hope to see you for the 1 hour special. After that, on May 3rd, I'll be the recipient of the University of Arizona's Department of Agriculture, their Science Communicator of the Year. And I'm so excited, super excited about that, guys. Science Communicator of the Year, can you guys believe it? And like I said, this is just little old me. Little guy from Cornhill, upstate New York, and I'm just so happy. Pardon me, you see me doing all the dipping and diving. That's me trying to get the AI activated. Make sure it's pressed all the way in. It is. There we go. So just me, just a little old guy from upstate New York, just out here living his gardening dreams. I still have some stuff I have to transplant. We're gonna get these marigolds a new home. So also, how nuts is that, guys? These guys are the same age as these huge ones in here. They just haven't found their new home yet. That's why they're still small, but they can't wait to get to growing. Same thing with this cantaloupe right here. It's been in our nursery for about a week now, and it's the same age as these huge cantaloupes right here. So it's really just sitting dormant, waiting for me to give it its signal that it's got enough room, and then it's time for it to explode, time for it to grow. I can't wait. Pardon me, I can't wait for these guys to provide some fresh food for us. But in the meantime, actually, I can wait because I'm just enjoying the process. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you enjoyed the information today. I hope it helps you out. I really do. If you can't feed the birds, get out there and put some seeds in the ground. If you can't put seeds in the ground, get out there and feed the birds. Either way, community is gardening. Gardening is community. Plant that first seed, and together we'll grow, my friends. Peace and blessings, and I may get back on live again later on today, or maybe even tomorrow. If not, I'll surely see you before the 1 hour special. And I'd like to thank you for helping me make all of this happen. Peace and blessings, my friends. Plant that first seed, and together we'll grow.